Bitch, jump in that fire.
What is an Intranquil spirit love spell? An Intranquil spirit love spell is when you or an experienced practitioner summons a spirit from hell or the purgatory to torment your target or your lover, whatever, until they come back to you. These spirits are typically spirits who have died in the most tragic ways that you could possibly imagine. What do I mean by torment? This can be causing unnecessary problems in a person's life, whether that be little things or big things. It can be financial issues, or it can be something like this person getting into a car accident and breaking multiple limbs. It really varies on the levels of the Intranquil spirit that you are working with. Me, personally, for my clients, my customers, I work with the spirit of Anima Sola. So depending on who you are, depending on the situation, she can really vary from being really aggressive or not so aggressive. You might get into a car accident or see people get into multiple car accidents. Not you, the customer, but the person that you are putting it on. They might get into car accidents. They might get really sick, get infections within their body, or what you might see is they just have financial issues. But what you learn with working with the spirit of Anima Sola is that with certain people, she might not attack as bad as others. And from what I've seen, this is typically due to how bad the spirit deems the person is. For a person that's really fucked up, you're gonna see the spirit do to that person what they deserve. To someone who hasn't done something too bad towards you, the spirit might not retaliate in such a crazy, tragic way. So it really depends on the person and what they potentially have done to you. Not too long ago, I did it for another client, and she caught the guy cheating or whatever. 2 days later, or it was probably like 4 days later, the guy was complaining about how his stomach hurt. They went to the hospital, come find out he got an infection within his colon. So that shows you how quick that spirit manifests when a person either does you wrong or whatever, and it depends on what it is that they have done to you. So the Intranquil spirit spells, like I said, you're summoning a spirit from the pits of purgatory, hell, whatever it is that you want to call it, from the realms that are very negative, for those of you who don't want to put titles on things, to torment a person until they come back to you. And once the person comes back to you, they are still typically under the influence of the spirit. So you're going to notice that that person might be a little more obsessive than usual, a little more jealous than usual, a lot nicer to you. They sometimes might develop fetishes, really sexual, crazy kinks. It really depends on how it manifests for your situation. And that, like I said, that is even when the person comes back to you, they're still under the influence. So it's not just, oh, it only works once they get to you, now the spirit leaves the person. No, it's really stuck on the person until you, the client, customer, whatever, decide, hey, I no longer want this. It really depends on who you are and the person is that you are putting it on in regards to how Anima Sola typically acts in a situation. Also, it depends on how it is that I do it. There's different ways that I put the work together, and depending on what it is that I give you, a lot of times that determines how that spirit manifests as well. So one thing that needs to be understood about this type of working, whether it be with Anima Sola, or you have some people who work with Marinette Piezesh, you have some people who work with Antonia Hervasio, it depending on the spirit. But what you got to understand with working with these types of intranquil spirits on a lover, if you really love them, it might not be the best thing to do, because what can happen is a lot of times very tragic things that are irreversible. This person can get really sick and have a messed up colon. The person can, what else has happened? I've seen a person get very bad sinus infections that typically spread and become cancerous. I've seen people close to these people that you're putting it on, people around that person can die. So it's not something that should be taken lightweight. It is most definitely something that you take serious, that you think about before you get it from a person. Because once you put it on, at least if it's with me, once you put it on that person, there is no going back. There's no going back. Now, yeah, if you change your mind, of course, I might say just send it back to me or whatever, and we work out some form of a deal. But for the most part, once it's on a person and it's been sitting on a person for months, a lot of the problems that have occurred in this person's life or what may have happened to them, these are irreversible things. So make sure you know exactly what you're getting yourself into before you put it on a person. Tell yourself, am I okay? Or ask yourself, am I okay with this person potentially getting into a very bad car accident? Am I okay with the family of this person potentially dying? A lot of people within their family potentially dying. Like this is, oh wait, can I say that on YouTube? Shit. Getting offed. I don't fucking know. But damn, I hope that doesn't get my video taken down. But I'm just being honest. I just gotta kick it to you how it is. So those are the things that can potentially happen. So a lot of times you see people get this type of work done and they don't know what it is to expect until they get it. I got a lady in London and she's gotten some work from me and she didn't think it was what it was. Within 2 days of getting it, like I always say with Intranquil work, is you're going to notice some crazy shit starts to happen once you get it. Just things happening within your environment because that energy is so strong that it scatters within the environment. As soon as she got the package and put it together, the next day she noticed somebody beside her, somebody walking across the street almost got into a car accident. Well, almost got hit by a car. Then the next day, right after that, a guy on a motorcycle got hit by a car. So you start to notice crazy shit starts to happen within the environment around you because that energy is just so chaotic and so strong that on its way to bringing you back who it is that you want, you're going to see some fucked up shit. You might see fires. For me personally, in my personal experience, I see a lot of fires because Anima Sola typically likes to cause fires. So you'll see a lot of crazy shit start to happen as soon as you typically get the work. Another thing too is, like I said, in regards to it scattering, when you get Intranquil work or any form of love work, to be honest, because this goes for honey jars, if it's really good work, you're going to notice that it hits other people around you in regards to people who you may have dated in the past or people that you are currently dating or just may come across. You start to notice that these people develop feelings for you. So with a lot of my clients, they'll say, yo, I haven't talked to this person in 2-3 years, whatever. All of a sudden they just hit me up asking how am I doing, asking to get back with me, whatever. That can happen because it's not just, oh, I put it on the target that I want, they're going to come back now. It's, yeah, you put it on this target, but anybody who you may have had any connection with can come back as well because it hits any form of emotional ties that were once linked to you. So that is how the Intranquil spirit spell is. It really varies practitioner to practitioner, how it's done, how it manifests, the levels of aggression. That depends on the spirit that you're working with or that your practitioner is working with. But like I said, to conclude the video, is that it is very serious. When you get this, no matter from who you get it from or if you do it yourself, be careful with it because it's irreversible. Well, what happens may be irreversible, and on top of it is you got to know how to treat it. These are very aggressive spirits. They get ticked off by the slightest fucking things to where you be saying to yourself, damn, I didn't even think it was that bad what I did. Now the spirit's punishing me because I fucked up. But in the spirit's eyes, you pissed it off with such a minor infraction. Hey, that's just what it is. Now you got to deal with the consequences. So listen to your practitioners when you get it. Listen to where they tell you to put the work. Listen to how they tell you to treat it, what to do, what not to do, so that you can have a good experience and get what it is that you are looking for. That's all for this video. Like, share, and subscribe.